Wow. Okay, first things first. Team, we could have opted for a better picture of mine. I mean, look at him.
They've removed the
And-
visual now. It's okay.
Thank you. Can you just say how good I look, more than.
You're fine.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, let's just edit that part out. But I think the energy of the room speaks volumes about how excited we have been to host you. And we personally, since the day we were sure that you're going to join us for this summit, thank you so much, Ayushmann, for joining us here. We are very, very happy to have you. And
Thank you so much. In fact, it's not a very filmy platform, so it's all the more credible and different for me. So I'm very excited.
When I started preparing for this session, I started by the most obvious question, Ayushmann Khurrana career journey. And I read and I read and I read. And उस सब में एक चीज थी जो सबको बांध रही थी. That was, this man has not just made unconventional choices, but aced them and how. From winning a reality TV show to winning national award. It has been an incredible journey.
Thank you so much. Universe has been kind to me. Thank you.
And I'm going to quote a statement you made in one of the interviews, Ayushmann. I don't wait for opportunities, I create them. Talk to us about this mindset that has shaped the Ayushmann Khurrana that we see today.
If you're not from the industry, you have no other option. You have to create your own opportunities. It started in 2012 when Wiki Donor happened, and I always was looking for a film which was like a clutter breaker and was disruptive in a way. Nobody was supposed to launch me in a conventional way. I was unconventional as an actor, started as a radio jockey, a reality show contestant, TV anchor, and then finally became an actor. I still believe that I'm a dark horse, I'm the underdog, and I still create opportunities. Half of my successful films are with the first-time filmmakers. Because I take that risk, they are raring to go, they have their fire in their belly, and we somehow manage to create something which is oddly, uniquely beautiful.
I think that's a beautiful thing to say, Ayushmann. Speaking of statements, there's also one thing you said which I absolutely loved, especially for the retail industry. And I quote, "To win over the audience, you have to be one of them." It's a very powerful statement. It's something every retail brand, or I should say every brand, is trying out day in and day out. How do you apply this philosophy when you choose to partner with a brand, endorse them, or actually invest into them?
It's exactly like choosing your film. I guess there's one common thread in my film that I'm an ordinary man in an extraordinary situation, or an ordinary man doing extraordinary things. So I just go with that. You have to become one with the audience, and I think I am the audience क्योंकि मैं एक छोटे शहर से हूँ. In fact, चंडीगढ़ के पास एक छोटा शहर है पंचकुला, मैं वहाँ से हूँ. So it is very traditional, very rooted. मुझे लगता है मैं खुद audience हूँ. I have to just relate to myself. That's it. While approaching a brand or investing in a brand, it has to connect with me.
Talking about brands, you're always in the news. But last year, there was this one piece of news which grabbed so many eyeballs, especially in the business community. So Ayushmann had invested in a brand called the Man Company, and last year he exited the business. And I'm not making this up, guys, at 400% returns. 400%. सबसे पहले तो we need to rename this chat as Investment Tips by Ayushmann Khurrana. Because ये कैसे हो रहा है?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. I am heavily right-brained. I'm an artist. It's just that it has to connect with me. I'm still learning. I have a good business team in Yash Raj Films. And apart from that, I normally look for three things. One is the industry, the potential to scale, and the target audience. And finally, the founder has to be the game changer, has to have a vision or a passion or clarity. More than passion, it's curiosity which matters. Because I think passion will fade away with time and experience, but curiosity is something which is like an innate nature. At the same time, we figured out a way of like a causevertising. There was this poem or a spoken word जहाँ पर मर्दानगी की परिभाषा दी गई थी. It was a very unique way of putting it forward. So it probably the credibility which was connecting with people.
But today, when you have seen the ecosystem both as a consumer and as an investor, what categories or what segments excite you? If you had to put your money today, where will you invest?
Listen, I'm far from it. I don't have a business sense like that. I just go with my instinct, with my choices of film or a product. If your gut says it, you go for it. इसमें ज़्यादा गणित लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं गणित में बहुत कमजोर था. So the question is, किस में invest करूँगा? I'll go with Make in India. I'll probably choose a product or a brand which has that potential to scale or has an impact or has a story and should connect with you completely.
Any hints you can drop on launching your own brand?
Well, never say never, but I'm happy being an actor. मैं artist बन के बहुत खुश हूँ. I normally act and my parallel vector is singing, writing poetry. I'll probably become a creative producer one day. मैं direction भी नहीं करना चाहता. I think it's a privilege being an actor. Life is beautiful.
Ayushmann, just shifting the gears of a conversation a bit. You know, last year the industry witnessed one of the biggest debates of 70-hour work week. And this year, in 2025, we woke up to 90-hour work week. Now I know in your early days, आपने भी बहुत crazy time काम किया है. But today, what is your take on it? And what advice would you give to a 20-year-old or 30-year-old on managing work, personal life and health?
Well, work-life debate is like a golden question these days. How do you achieve it? I think either you invested heavily in your work, invested heavily in your personal life. बैलेंस वो संतुलन कभी मेंटेन होता ही नहीं है. उसी की तलाश में हम सब लोग. बट एक जगह पे जाना बहुत मुश्किल है. इन माई 20s आई वाज लाइक अ क्विंटेसेंशियल हसलर एंड since I was getting a lot of opportunities, I was a radio jockey, I was working in a daily soap, सास बहू serials भी किए हैं मैंने, and then I was a TV anchor as well, I've hosted IPL, so इतना काम कर रहा था, I was doing pretty well, so I purchased a car and hired a driver so that मैं गाड़ी में सो सकूं. Thank God, travel timing ज़्यादा होता था, तो मैं सो जाता था गाड़ी में 4 घंटे दिन में. But over the years, I've realized that you have to be healthy, you have to prioritize your health, your sleep, your mental health, physical health. If you have all the success in life and you don't have good health to enjoy it, what's the point of it?
I think that would be my biggest takeaway. And I know this conversation is not about movies, but if you had to portray an Indian entrepreneur on screen, who would it be and why?
Probably Dr. Verghese Kurian. He started the white revolution in India. And I think India became the largest exporter or largest producer of milk in the world and also impacted a lot of lives. Second would be probably late Ratan Tata. And closer to home would be late Prithviraj Kapoor Sahab. He started a legacy, came all the way from across the border, and the legacy is still thriving. So I think it'll be beautiful on the celluloid. It'll be having a cinematic experience with that.
Beautiful answers there. One final question, Ayushmann, to leave our audience with one quote that you live by.
Yeah, a lot of quotes. In fact, one is that success is when preparation meets opportunity. मुझे लगता है शहर में opportunity की कोई कमी नहीं है. लोग prepare करके नहीं आते हैं शायद. और दूसरा ये है कि success is a lousy teacher. Your failure is your friend, philosopher and guide. Failure से आप बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं. Risk लेते रहिए. And that's beautiful. Like you'll have a good story to tell.
Brilliant. Ayushmann, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure to speak with you today.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.